Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, good people? It's your girl KB. You know what I do, and you know why I do it. It's Monday. It's December 11th, and it is 3:32 in the a.m. I am reading the Big Book, and the Big Book quote for today, if it will pop up again, here we go. And it made me think. Yeah, I do that from time to time. You don't see the smoke from me thinking. Never mind. Yeah, it was one of those moments where you just go, huh, and you go into deep overload. That's where I was in thinking on this particular reading. Let me just get into it. It says, how dark it is before the dawn. It's like, absolutely. It says, in reality, that was the beginning of my last debauch, my last mistake, my last screw up, my last, I got this, my last, I'm in control, my last, God, I'm ignoring your message. You ever give thought to your last? I give thought to it a lot. It's like, where did I get off track? And there's several points of derailment that I can pinpoint in my life that have caused major changes. Amen. And the last major derailment was the passing of my mom. Let me get back to this reading. It says, how dark it is before the dawn. In reality, that was the beginning of my last debauch. I was soon to be catapulted into what I like to call the fourth dimension of existence. So, it's always darkest before the dawn. And that darkness brings about some serious change. That's what this writer was saying. The writer goes on to say, I was to know happiness, peace, and usefulness in a way of life that is incredibly more wonderful as time passes. Amen. This is true. That fourth dimension, that movement. Let me tell you what took me down the rabbit hole this morning with this particular reading. This is a story that truly defines our personal death, burial, and resurrection, and our identity with Christ. It's usually something that just totally wipes us out, where we have to withdraw, regroup, regenerate, and come forth new. The cocooning process, the chrysalis to the butterfly, the Lazarus come forth. Amen. The refinement process where you go into the fire and you come forth purified. If you haven't experienced that yet, keep holding on. If you have experienced it, press toward the mark. If you're afraid to go through it, trust and believe. I guarantee whatever discomfort that you're experiencing now, you can praise through once you go through the process. Nothing can and will separate you from the love of God. Nothing. And sometimes it takes that rod and staff to find that comfort. The 23rd Psalm. I'll tell you a little bit about what I know about that. It's most specific, the line, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Okay, the staff, we all know, is the shepherd's crook. You know, that long pole with a little hook. That's to, you know, kind of grab the sheep by the neck and say, hey, come back over here. Now, every so often, you get a hard-headed sheep. That's where the rod comes in. Rod is a long pole with a little knob on the end. And sometimes you got to get a little tap on the head to wake you up. And then you get pulled back. Oh, yeah, God, yeah. You know, and that's what this experience from the big book is talking about. You know, that pull back and that anchoring once you get that pull back. The death, burial, and resurrection, and the identity with the Christ. Identifying with the Christ. Amen. And just know, as people or sheeple, you know, we're going to continually go through this process because we are people. And we have a tendency to, ooh, shiny, let me go over here. Ooh, new, let me go over here. God knows. Be prepared.